Here we are, we locked down in different cities.
Hi folks, it's Deni. I think you know that making a good co-op game with cool mechanics and different fun new features that will make your co-op game experience unforgettable is not that easy. But today I've picked for you 12 games that exactly meet these criteria. So sit back and relax. Today we are gonna check out some games you should definitely play with your friends. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, let's get started. Today we are going to start with a game that will definitely be good for those who like to shoot, smash and blow up their enemies. I am talking about Warhammer Darktide, of course. It is a cooperative first-person shooter with excellent, greatly detailed graphics. The action is set in the west city of Tetium on Atom Prime planet. If you have already played Warhammer games, then you have definitely heard these names. So, well, there is a cult of crazy heretics trying to take over this city, and you and your friends need to join forces, become heroes and stop these crazies. The playable characters here have different special equipment and skills. You will also enjoy an insane variety of enemies. There is everything you could think of, from zombies rising from the dead to huge, voracious monsters summoned through the magic and science of this world. Sometimes you want to try something a little bit calmer and more relaxing, don't you? Well, no problem, you can play DEMEO PC Edition. It is a card-based role-playing game with turn-based battles in a fantasy atmosphere. You can create a team of up to 4 people. There are several characters to choose from: a shrewd hunter, a powerful sorcerer, a deadly assassin, an armored guardian, and some others. The story tells us about the heroes that are trying to stop the evil in the Thief Earth, what has 8 different provinces, and it is up to you and your friends to take on this task. You will be doing it sitting at the table, but there will be no negotiation or truce. You will be rolling dice, laying cards, casting spells, discussing tactics with your teammates, and much more. Have you ever wanted to experience being a real sea robber? Well, if you have, you should definitely try Sea of Thieves. It is an action-adventure RPG where you can act as real pirates. The action is set in the days when the pirates were in charge of the seas, always blowing up and stealing other people's ships. You and your friends get a powerful pirate ship on which you will go to conquer the vast ocean expanses, exploring them at the same time. You can raid merchant ships, intercept valuable cargo from other pirates, search for treasure, engage in sea battles and do other exciting stuff. The next game on our list is more of a game to play with your significant other, if you have one. Well, as you might have understood from the title, it will take 2 people. You will control a married couple who wanted to file for divorce, but as fate would have it, they turned into wooden dolls. Well, it wasn't really fate, it was just their daughter didn't want them to get divorced, and she used magic to do it, accidentally sending her parents to the fairy world. But anyway, now the couple will have to go through a lot of trials, figure out their relationship and return to their human form. As you go through the game, you will really think about various personal themes and issues, especially relationship issues between 2 people. The devs did a great job, I would say. The game is really cool. If you are not in the mood to play magical games and stuff yet, you can always try Valheim. Here you and your friends will have to survive in a world full of hostile inhabitants. There is a big open world here, there you will need to build your base, make your own weapons and armor, and go fight the Scandinavian mythical creatures. Valheim is the 10th Viking world with dense forests, snow-covered mountains and cold oceans. The main goal of anyone who survives survives here is to reach the gates of Valhalla and find eternal rest in the Scandinavian paradise. Oh, and the game has recently been updated, adding misty lands and a lot of new interesting stuff, so go for it. Next we have the cooperative online shooter Back 4 Blood, from the creators of the first Left 4 Dead. It seems that these guys like the number 4, but anyway. The game is quite similar to Left 4 Dead in gameplay and atmosphere. However, here they added a PvP mode that you can play as either survivors or monsters. However, the main game mode is 4-player co-op, where each player chooses one of the characters that, by the way, have their unique skills, equipment and appearance. So if you want to shoot and smash some beasts, then go ahead. Like to play something really special with your friends? Then try The Last Hero of Nostalgaia. It is an indie action game similar to Dark Souls, but not that serious. The game has a rather dark atmosphere, and if you don't like it, don't be upset. You will be guided by a voiceover, who will be making fun of your every action with sarcastic and rather cynical jokes. The storyline puts your character in the world Nostalgia. Various iconic games are glorified here, and the inhabitants of the world live in locations from these games. But as it often happens, their blissful existence came to end, and then the world from 3G began to turn into 2D and covered in pixels. You will have to figure out the reasons behind this and save this world. But the funniest thing, it was your character is pixelated, and these locals don't really like it. Next we have the MMORPG Broken Ranks. Here you can learn the story of Taernian, who was forced to leave his homeland because of the invasion of Uther's hordes, and now is looking for a place in the new world, performing various quests and destroying enemies. There are more than 3,000 locations populated by all sorts of creatures and deadly monsters. You can choose one of 7 classes, then creating your character. By the way, the features of each class work much better in combination with the others. It is like the developers slightly hint at the fact that you should invite your friends to come with you, and you better listen to them. The absolutely top choice when it comes to games for the group of friends is the good old Castle Crashers. The game came out 10 years ago, but it still looks great. It is a 2-dimensional arcade slasher that you have to play as a brave knight and go to save a huge kingdom and beautiful ladies of the land. Well, the storyline here is quite simple. There was an evil sorcerer who decided to steal a magic gem and 4 princesses. And you need to choose a character which is more than 25 and a cool weapon. The choice is also quite large, and then go on a journey which will be full of fights with enemies and giant bosses. The game is pretty hardcore, so get as many friends as possible that can help you die a bit less often. If you have ever wanted to become a brilliant engineer, you can try to prove yourself in the game Scrap Mechanic. It is an original sandbox game with action and simulation elements that you can bring to life your most daring ideas to create different metal structures. There are several modes in the game, but the best one is the survival. You will explore a fast-generating open-world environment filled with enemies, treasures and dangerous robots. You will work with friends to build bases that are made up of those metal structures, collect resources, explore locations, and do other things if you want to survive. If you did not want to become an engineer but a brilliant strategist, you can compete with your friend in Anno 1800. This is an urban and economic simulator with strategy elements set in real time. The action of the game unfolds in the 19th century. At its full speed is industrialization. What does it mean? It means you will be building factories, plants, giant machines, and just immersing yourself in an age of industrial revolution. You have to create and then expand your own empire from scratch, fill it with cutting-edge technology and try to get as many territories and allies into it as possible. Yet not become a tyrant to your people. Nobody like tyrants, keep that in mind. The last game on today's list is Outriders. It's something between a classic shooter and an RPG, a quite detailing RPG. By the way, the game is about the distant future. There the Earth was totally destroyed after the Cataclysm series, people there were on the verge of extinction, so the government decided to build a spaceship and relocate to another planet called Anno. You have to play as a pioneer, exploring the new planet and bringing ardor to it. By the way, new DLC was released last summer and it added a lot of new features and made the game even more exciting. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's been Deni, see ya guys soon.